Good morning, YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Ears still popping. We're going to talk about it. I don't see anyone here yet, so I'm going to wait till I get a first person, and then I'll say what I have to say. Hi, Fraser Laurie. Good morning. Good morning, Princess A. How you doing? Y'all can catch us on a replay. No, I guess I got to give a couple minutes. I could have conversation, even have debate, if I only had a brain. I could do, maybe have a career. I could say, maybe teach something if I only had a brain. Yes, we're going to talk about the idiot boy again, right? So yesterday, hi, DeAndre Jamerson, Michelle Holly, good morning. April Aries, God before everything. Hey, what's your name? Dracaris? Lord, I have to have this conversation again. Last night, I went on to, right before I went to bed, I clicked on YouTube again, right? And here I see my name in bright blazing lights, right? Apparently, out of the, I don't know, hour and a half video that I made on yesterday concerning Wally and his antics and how I could not support his antics or him. This conversation drifted off into the conversation that's being had all over YouTube, right? The situation with Larry Reed and his accuser. Now, I had no opinion about the actual events. First of all, I don't know anything about the actual events, right? What I took issue with was the way people who were formerly loyal have so easily switched their loyalties because of an accusation. This is not a new accusation. This is something that we saw a person pursuing him with the fervor for which he annihilated this other person, Demon One, right? We saw video after video after video after court case after court filings after pursuing this and pouring that, him being a crook, him being a tax fraud, him being a womanizer, him putting his parents in the trailer. All of these things were said by this other Demon One 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I think it went on for over a year, right? We saw this person pursuing Larry Reed and with any information he could find on Larry Reed. There was never any explanation as to why this person would be so interested in the life of Larry Reed, right? Other than the fact that he wanted to interview with him and Larry Reed said no, right? It's very similar to what goes on with his Whitehead. The slightest infraction, honey, and then you're enemies for life, right? So what I took offense at is the way people would flip so easily on this story, which is not a new story, right? He was rejected and rejected and rejected, right? He was eventually sued even to get this boy off his back of making these accusations, right? So now Larry has a problem with this New York dude. He becomes the arch enemy because Larry Reed laughed at him and laid on the ground because everyone was talking about this story, this one-day story, which he stretched out into a 4-month story. It was really a one-day story. Somebody robbed you, whatever. He capitalized on it, right? So now this person digs up this first person. Demon One and Demon Two hook up together. The only thing they have in common is their hatred for Larry Reed and their desire to ruin him. We've talked about the motivations of these people, right? And so didn't get very far because nobody was really watching Demon One, right? And so now they repackaged the same story, same witness, same people. They packaged it all together again. And now they take it to Tasha K. Okay, now we have a voice because she has a problem with Larry Reed because of some business deal that fell through between the two of them, right? So now you have three of his arch enemies who will sit this guy who has apparently been traumatized. And let me be clear. I don't have any true alt with this person here, this accuser, this person? I simply do not know. All I suggested was we don't know the story. All we know is you have a person accusing and pursuing somebody, making a big public scene out of someone who apparently has had some success and has had some money with his worst enemies. You are colluding now with his worst enemies to repackage the story and bring it anew. And so now I see that YouTube now has made this like this is a brand new story. Oh, the new allegation. This is the same person, the same interview, and he was coerced by Demon One, right? So I didn't like Wally's disloyalty to this person. This idiot Jay Wilson's over talking about, oh, he said he loyal. Oh, you say he loyal. He don't loyal to his friend. He don't nigga. I've got 17,000 friends on Facebook. Do I know them? No. It depends on how you define what a friend is. I don't believe that just by hearing a word from someone accusing someone of something, I immediately jump to the conclusion this person has to be crucified now. And I just jump on the bandwagon. This was my discussion. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the situation between those two men or men and boy or however the hell it happened 15 years ago. I don't know anything about it. All I suggested was maybe one is not totally guilty and maybe one is not totally innocent, which is probably the truth, right? Everybody's telling their story, putting their spin on their story. I'm just saying, don't convict somebody before they've even been tried, right? So you have idiots like Jay Wilson. This is all I expressed. Now, maybe my words came out wrong, like I was defending, I was blaming the victim and all that kind of stuff. I simply said that my experience has been. So you guys know the situation from the inside, where you actually have children, you actually raise kids and all this kind of stuff. I don't know anything about that. All I know is what ends up on the street, right? So my perspective is different than perhaps a lot of people. And my personal experience has been different because it's from the inside. It actually happened. Jay Wilson talking about, oh, I was a victim. I was in church and that man put his hand on my arm. Oh, I feel so uncomfortable. He inserts himself into everything, right? But I have real life experience, right? Not only for myself, but for the ministries that I have volunteered in, not for money. And I've heard the stories. I'm just saying, listen to both sides of the story before you convict somebody. That's not how we do that. I don't think it should be tried on YouTube. Anyway, so I see this fool now. He goes over to my video, which he says he never watches me, yet that statement was made at the very tail end of my video, right? I'm sure there was an overriding idea that, oh, you defended Larry. I'm not defending anybody. I'm defending your behavior and your rush to judgment. That's what I was talking about. Hold on. I'm losing it. Hold on. So obviously, like we sometimes do disagree, Timothy Blaine is just a male. I'm not on here claiming to be a doctor and a professor and a chaplain and he all this. No, I'm just a person talking, running my mouth, right? So I have an opinion. Some people didn't agree with it. I said, that's fine. I understand that. I understand your opinion better. I mean, I know that's the popular belief, what people believe, right? But I just simply stated my opinion on something that's been talked about, something that I didn't even want to talk about, right? I see he goes over there and makes 2-hour video about me now, with my name in the title, right? And he says the exact same thing over. He feel underage. He was nigga. We've already established that the boy is saying that he's underage, right? Larry says 17. He continues to say 15. People like Jay Wilson, they just come 15. But what about the 17? I mean, if one person is saying 17 and the other person is saying 15, and there's actually documentation that's suggesting that the person was more than likely 16 or 17, right? They keep repeating 15 and then sometimes 14. They keep making it less because it is more offensive. The lower the age, the more of the offense, correct? So I said, why don't you hear the whole story? Now, I'm sure Reed does not even want to talk about this, right? I mean, after you've been to court for years, after you fill out document after document, after you paid lawyer after lawyer, after you had to sue and be sued, and then at some point, isn't this done now, right? No, it's not done because your enemies went and dug this person up. Now, I don't know the motivations of the person. All I see is that you are in here conversing with his worst enemies to bring this story, right? I'm trying to figure out the motives. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just trying to figure it out. How does this make sense? What's going on here, right? But this idiot boy has made a 2-hour video about me. So I went over there. I went over there to his page. I said, well, you got my name in your title, You're running your mouth about me for over an hour. So you have something to say to me?
Again, we were trying to give you a chance to say something, but you are so belligerent that you know, it's like you're out of control. I'm not out of control.
I had static?
What do you have to say?
Oh, it's my voice probably. I still have this head cold.
Hold
What's the static about?
Hold on.
The light?
Tim, are you okay? No, because okay, well, King Pain, hold on for a minute. No, sir. Stop all of that foolishness. Calm down. Diaper Booty needs to calm down. You just all of that craziness, just crazy.
Sidebar.
Okay, Diaper Booty. Now, what do you have to say, Tim? Nobody's gonna be dealing with all of that.
Okay, all of this fool-la-la or this foolishness, nigga. You on here talking for over an hour. What is the static? Let me get that together first. Can anyone see live chat? I can only see top chat. Oh, we got technical difficulties here. So can you guys hear me? Did somebody say there's static? It could be in your machine, or it could be that I'm too close to a light or something like that. I don't know. But I still have this head cold, so my voice is like an echo in this thing. We can't hear you. Okay. What was that on the sidebar? The sidebar was he brings this idiot boy, official King Pain. Oh, he old diaper. He gonna wear the diaper booty. Diaper booty need to quiet down. Diaper booty. Oh, diaper booty. Diaper booty. Ooh. A complete and absolute idiot. Right. So no, and you brought this person on to check me. Are you serious? My point is, every time I try to, you say you want to you have a disagreement with me. Is this going to be a good morning or not? Excuse me. Ding, ding, ding. That about the put it in with the on. One more time, boy. I got to crank up this stupid ass voice again so I can get my train of thought.
He's too old for that. He about to shit on himself. Go ahead, Tim. You're on.
This is the 9th time you keep telling me to go ahead and say what you have to say. And then after I get the first word out, you're muting my mic again. Why don't you
could you please go ahead? We are allowing you this space. Please go ahead. Do you want to argue or do you want to tell us what you need to tell us?
Say, Wilson, are you okay?
Oh, no, because I'm not the one yelling. I'm not the one grabbing my head.
This is why I wanted to beat your ass. You see?
Okay, you had that opportunity. Okay. You had that opportunity. You had that opportunity.
Baby, you don't know what God could present to me as far as opportunity. Anyway, I go over there and continually, and I stay there. I said, no, perhaps at some point, because this argument is very easy to win, as far as I'm concerned, right? No, he mutes my mic. I say something, he mutes my mic. Oh, come on, say something. The whole time he's saying, say something. He just, well, when exactly am I going to be able to say these things that I have to say since I'm over here to defend myself, nigga? You put my name in the title. You called me, bitch, here I am. Oh, what you say? Bitch, I'm saying it right. I'm here now. What the fuck are you talking about? What I said? If you allow me to speak, I can speak it right now. It ain't nothing shameful about what I said, motherfucker. If a word came out wrong and you attach your stupid bald head black ass to it, bitch, let's talk about it, punk. Oh, you angry. Oh, you angry. This thing, I was never allowed to say anything. So he always feels like, Oh, I got him. I made a fool of him. I made him yelling. Oh, I took him down. I tried to give him a chance. I tried to give him a chance. Mute, 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 right? So I'm never saying anything, but she's such a greedy pig, right? That she always lets me on there. And I know she's going to let me on there, right? Because people actually want to hear what I have to say, right? But then he denies them hearing what I have to say because he is so afraid of an actual conversation. Because as I've said many, many times before, Jay Wilson is an idiot. He is an idiot. That's why he had to keep going to school, just like the straw man, right? If he only had a brain, trying to find something external to prove that he's not an idiot on the inside, but he is a stupid person. He must have said the words 15. Girl, you said that shit. What is this, your third video, Miss Thing? And you just say it all the way through. Oh, it's wrong. It's always wrong. It's always wrong. Well, why we have a court system then, girl? If it's always wrong, Miss Thing. They don't just come to your house and put handcuffs on and throw you in jail, girl. This is not a new case. This is went on between these two men for what it seems like 10 years, right? The first demon pulled it up. He found a back channel. He is actually defying the court because the court put a gag order on it, right? So this person has now got to use other people. So when they see that he's having problems with other people, he uses the worst people, right? And then now they have Tasha K to spread it all out, right? And now everybody acting like, oh, this is, oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know this. Oh, he was underage. Oh, he was underage. Assuming that but the way this boy is telling the story is the way it happened. That's all I suggested. You can't crucify yet. Just hold your pitchforks. We've all seen how celebrities get in trouble. And in the beginning, people support them still, right? Until they hear the facts. Many will start dropping off as they become convinced that this person is indeed guilty, correct? But no one just turns like that, like Wally does, and people of his nature, and Wilson. But Wilson has tried this before. See, every time that other demon one would bring the subject up, he was always so eager to rush to judgment, like he knows everything. Jay Wilson doesn't know anything. He don't know anything about life. He don't know anything about anything. He is a fucking idiot. Now, if you guys will listen to his video, you will see that you will ask yourself at some point, why won't he let him talk? What I mean, if you're accusing of him of making these horrendous statements as you describe them, why won't you he's there to confront you now? Don't you want to hear what he has to say?
Well, I still haven't said anything. Okay, but go ahead. We're letting my ass. Just tell us the opportunity too. Oh my God, could you please go? You don't want me over there on your stupid looking ass. Could you please go? We really want to hear what you have to say. Could you take 1 minute, not argue, and say what you got to say?
Let's try this. Let's see.
Why are you still talking? Why? That diaper is going to be so soiled in a minute. I'm going to kick you in your ass too, bitch. Don't think I'm going to come over there and haunt your motherfucking ass for next time. Oh, Lord. This is so immature.
This is where we're referring to this idiot boy, King Payne, right? This is the one that made, a 16 episode expose on Wally because Wally catfished him, piece of trade. He's an idiot. He is stupid, but Jay Wilson is so much more comfortable talking to him, right? Because he feels like he can have conversation over him. He can't have conversation over me because I can communicate my thoughts if I'm allowed to speak. So he continues to block me and block me and block me, not realizing, okay, then he's going to use my behavior today. This is going to justify him going to making all those videos about me again. And that's exactly what's going to happen, Jay Wilson, you fucking idiot. You're a stupid fucking idiot. You're going to accuse me, bitch. The one you're accusing is standing right there, right now, nigga. Oh, how could you say that? Oh, he underage. He underage. Miss Thing, why do you keep saying underage? He was underage, sounding like King Payne. Y'all sound about the same. Okay, I just got a flash on here and said, oh, okay, I'm sorry, people. Hold on. I got a flash on here and said my connection is not stable. That's why I had static. So I have to remember to switch over to the whenever my video starts getting blurry and stuff like that. it means that I'm on the wrong connection. I'm on 2.4. I'm paying for 5.0. All right. Let's hear what y'all got to say. Let's start with you, Darlene Chi. Darlene Chi. Tim, in all fairness, you are quite cantankerous. Darlene Chi, I'm not allowed to be cantankerous. Yes, I have contempt for that idiot over there, right? But if I'm not allowed to talk, there is nothing more frustrating than you keep telling people, let's talk. And then when they try to say something, you mute their mic, right? It only makes it worse and worse and worse. So am I cantankerous, particularly concerning that fool who I want to beat up? You're absolutely correct. And if you watch this video, see, I hate to even suggest somebody go watch this video, but I want you to see what I'm up against and why, and to the level of disrespect that person shows towards me, right? How much damage can I do in a 1 minute rebuttal? I mean, what is that is going to happen? Is the ceiling going to fall out if I'm able to express my thoughts? But he can just respect it. I mean, he's already been talking about me for an hour and a half, girl. What else is there to say? Shouldn't the subject of the video, if the subject of the video is there, shouldn't we hear what he has to say so we can debate it, right? Or we can disagree with it, or we can say what we. I just want you to say what you say, what you feel, say what you feel. Block. Oh, you block. Oh, you block. He thinks he's being clever. He's being clever like a child, right? He's got a childish brain. He is an idiot. That's why he can get doctorates and masters, and all he can do is read a book and write about what he read, right? Right. But when it comes to actual thinking, actual intelligence, he is the scarecrow. He does not have a brain. Correct? Now, it would be so easy just to mute yourself. You talk for 3 minutes. I'll mute myself. You talk for 3 minutes. But no. He talks for 10 minutes, right? And then I get 20 seconds to sum it all up. Every thought in my head, everything I said, right? But do you want to make a video about it and put my name in the title? So anyway, I'm struggling. It's very early in the morning. This is what I have to wake up to. I ain't through with him. He's so anxious, so eager. So he's over there telling Reed about how he's not a real doctor. He don't have a real doctorate. He's accredited school. He's making millions, and you over here scratching and surviving $5, $10 super chats, girl. There's so much I could discuss here, people. I got to try to keep my thoughts together. But he said that I was a defender of Larry Reed because he gave me money. Why? Because yesterday in the video, I said, Larry's a generous person. He's cashed that over here more than once. Well, he has. Larry Reed cashed at me $100 2 years ago. People, y'all know how y'all are in the chat right now. There's got to be 20 people in this chat right now who has cashed at me over $100 2 years ago. Currently, a couple weeks ago, right? People cash. He spends his whole life over here begging for cash apps, right? So he is so offended that I said this man gave me $100 cash app 2 years ago when I didn't know anything about him. He just liked the conversation I happened to be having at that time, right? When I say loyalty, I mean, I'm not going to just hear a word and then come over here and totally flip on you like what this person says is the gospel, even though it's been said over and over and over and over and over and over again. But now, since the person is being manipulated by Tasha K, now all of a sudden it has such resonance. Aren't the facts the same? Wasn't it thrown out of court? It looks like multiple times. I'm just trying to understand this shit, maybe. But no, it's not going to be the Larry Reed show, the Accuser show. I don't know a damn thing about it. All I know is you're being manipulated by these demons who are out to try to ruin someone's life. And you guys are all helping him. Why would we assume that to his age 15? Because see, that excites people. That's why I keep saying it over and over and over and over again, right? But if Larry says it was 17, why don't we just say 17 over and over and over and over again? You say it don't make a difference. Well, it does. In most states in America, it makes a difference. 1 year makes all the difference in the world, right? If the age of consent is 16 in a state, right? The courts want nothing to do with it. If the age of consent is 17, whatever it is, I'm just saying. I'm not getting into that necessarily. But I'm just criticizing the rush to judgment. Hey, Tracy. Let me talk to y'all for a minute. Can y'all believe this? My head is still stopped up. It's been 17 days. Now, I'm not in pain anymore, but my ears are still like talking to a tunnel 17 days later with this cold I had. Okay. Tanya, you told Cross-Eye to apologize. It won't make any difference. Wally can't help himself. You know, I don't even think Wally is necessarily a bad person. He just he has no compass. He's just not the kind of person that I want to be involved in on here. I thought I could be. I've been to his show. You know, we've laughed and we've talked. And if you catch him in the right mood, Wally can be a very serious person. I do think he's intelligent. But the other side of him is a very silly, foolish person who will say anything, and he does not mind lying and making up stories. And it is the lying and the making up stuff that I don't like. Right? So he can't help himself, Tanya. We'll eventually make up or whatever, but I can't have anything to do with them, right? Just like in the streets, there were certain people, I like them. We cooked it together and you know, had drinks together, but I knew that I could never do business with them. They were too dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Same thing on here with words. While it's just too dangerous to get involved with. So Wally's apologies are shallow and empty. Hi, Prima Wanda. Tracy. Black t-shirt roast. Is that something like the black V-neck roast? Lord have mercy. I just came back taking the dog out. My head is not clear. But I see he already came on here trying to make another video. Jay Wilson, your arms are too short to fuck with me, nigga. What does it take for you to understand that? Right? If you're listening to Timothy Blaine talking for hours and hours and hours and hours, eventually you're going to find something that he says is wrong. I got no problem with it. More than likely, in order for everyone to disagree with me, I must have said something that was inappropriate in my ramble on yesterday. I can accept that. I'm not right about every goddamn thing. I'm not a journalist. I'm not trained for this shit. Right? I do attempt to have an intelligent conversation. You would think with a 55-year-old bald-headed black bitch from San Antonio, he would be able to have on some level, have an intelligent conversation. He can't. Oh, what you say? Oh, underage. Girl, it has been well established that this boy was underage, or so he says. Even if he's 17, he's still underage, right? There's no reason to keep saying that over and over again, girl. Do you have anything else to say? Anything else more? So you have no life experience, Jay Wilson, girl. You talk about somebody. Oh, that man, I'm a victim. One time I was coming through the line, and that pastor, he put his hand on my shoulder, and that's your experience with pedophilia. You went to Prios. You went to, what you know about it then? Tell me about it. Oh, doing drugs. Tell me about drugs. Tell me about anything, girl. What do you know about? What are you talking about? Oh, you can't say that, but they don't think that's the LGBT. They gonna think, girl, what the fuck? Who made me a spokesman for the LGBT shit? I'm not that spokesman for a goddamn thing, girl. I'm a grown man having a grown man's conversation. But he's on King Payne's level, just a little bit above that. But King Payne, he's right up against retarded. So yeah, I pay attention to your little crew you got together over there. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all just saying good morning. They said Timothy Blaine. We don't want no parts of that shit, child. We saying just don't talk about it. I agree, honey. As far as that thing goes, I'm still gonna talk about what goes on the beef sector. However, I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts. We don't have to agree on everything. We ain't got to agree on nothing, really. You know, is it malicious intent, or is this dude just trying to express something that he's not expressing very well? That's what I'm saying. You are on here trying to take the man down. I'm simply asking, what is the motive? What happened there? Why are you guys enemies now when you're supposed to be father and son at one point? Well, of course, because Whitehead is a homophobe. Tasha K is to a lesser degree, a homophobe, right? They welcome any opportunity to discuss their sexuality. Tasha K, she don't really give a fuck. She's a sociopath. She don't care about anything, girl. She don't care about ruining that man's life. In fact, she feel like hers is being ruined, so she's gonna ruin somebody else's life. A Whitehead in New York, he's on his way to federal prison. What the fuck he care? He want to get even. Who has that kind of reaction to somebody laughing at them when everybody's laughing at you? I mean, can you call CNN? They laughed at you too. They certainly presented your story. It wasn't very flattering way to present a story. Should you be mad at the New York Post? Aren't they the ones that started all this talk about you being the Bean Bling King? And then they just opened up this what was it, the New Yorker? This long story about you and the mayor. You're going to bring the mayor down. You're going to bring the mayor down with your bullshit because you got to be riding around in Rolls Royces and fucking millions of dollars worth of diamond rings around and shit around your neck and all this kind of stuff, and being all flashy and loud and getting into beefs on YouTube and all this kind of stuff. And you have, just like I predicted when I first heard that name, Adams, attached to yours, I said, this is going to be the downfall of this man could bring the mayor down. Right? Because apparently there's all kinds of shenanigans going on in those boroughs in New York City. Right? She's over here like the Riddler, some goddamn body child. Just can't shut up. The mayor should have told you. It hurts our case when you're being so flashy with this money. I ask you not to buy anything. You're buying everything. You're making such a big splash. You're bringing all this attention. And now the New York Times has taken an interest, a deeper interest in the relationship between him and the mayor. Right? And when the Fed comes at you and says, listen, the deal is for 15 years, no parole in federal prison, right? Then what happens to, how do you get out of there? How do you get out of that? Is the mayor on the table as well? Everything on the table. Everything on. There you go. And these are the kind of people that you are allowing to manipulate us little YouTubers, him and Tasha K, who just trying to get publicity, which she was successful at doing that. She's created this huge, great, big old story, but nobody cares about this pastor. I mean, how many people y'all took into y'all house and helped them out? How many people have you put up on the street? He wasn't having sex with them, all right? Some of them were girls, right? How much ministry have you done, Jay Wilson? Oh, that school wasn't accredited. It got to be accredited school. It got to be. People who are so far into their careers, Jay Wilson, they don't even think about their training back in their 20s anymore. It's only you idiots. It's all you've ever accomplished. Professional student, never got off the ground, right? And you're going to run your mouth and say, I'm being nice now because I'm just woken up in my head. I got a head cold, but I'm going to have to body slam your ass again, I see. That's what it takes for you. And so you finally realize that fat meat is indeed greasy. I need to leave it alone. Okay? It's too big a subject for me. I can't explain all that. I can't encapsulate all that. I'm seeing it from the street going up, not the life or the family going down. Right? We meet and interact here, so we hear the real stories here. Whatever. It's not my subject. I said before yesterday. It is my least favorite subject. Anything to do with children, pedophilia, sex between men. I hate it. I do. If you talk about it, you talk about anything to do with, if you try to present anything other than, he going to jail, put him in jail, put him in jail. If you go anywhere past that, you're going to say things that are going to offend other people, right? Their sensitivities. You don't know the situation is in their houses. Maybe they've had experiences, right, with people, right? Right. So it's not a good, you can't win. You can't win. It's foolish for me to even try. I came on yesterday to talk about Wiley and his situation because I was very clear on how I felt about the subject. That other stuff, I'm not clear on any of that. I just say keep an open mind. You know, when the person is convicted, that's when you want to do your pile up or your unsubscribe or all the things that you feel. But a simple accusation, can I just go into the White House and accuse somebody and then everybody's supposed to throw the person out of the office? No, it is a preponderance of evidence, like this fool they got in there in Congress now. A preponderance of evidence. And then people start digging and this comes up and this comes up. But it's a process. So now we all know that he is a pathological liar, right? I'm talking about the, what's that guy's name? Santos in New York City, right? But the people on the first day, they didn't just all jump on them and call them all those things. No, they had to be proven to them. And it is proven to him now. So I guess if that's what's going on in that camp and Reed has to go to another court cases or this one's suing that one or that one's suing that one. And I don't know what the purpose of all that stuff is. Right. I would be concerned if some child was in danger or some persons were being abused currently and it could be stopped. That would be an interesting thing to me. Anyway, y'all gonna have to, there's plenty of being talked about on that subject. Y'all have plenty of sources, but you're just not gonna get a lot of from over here. Oh, should I talk about this money thing? Now, of course, somehow or other, even those circumstances there that happen between those people, money keeps coming into it. Oh, he sent money. Oh, they say he paying people off. Well, how would he exactly go about paying me 2 years ago about a story that I have no idea would even be a story? Not even 6 months later, right? None of this was even. I had no knowledge of any of this shit when he gave me a Cash App. He came to one of my videos. He enjoyed the conversation. He was in agreement, and he decided to Cash App me $100. Yeah, people do it every day. They do it all the time, honey. And the thing is, since he has money, $100 to him is like me giving $10, right? So because you say, oh, he gave people money. Well, he's a generous person. He gave people money. But on the spiritual note, we all know that, honey, that when you are blessed, you'll be blessed. When you give back, when you're generous to people, right? That's not a bad thing. They kind of turn that into some evil, some nefarious thing now. And Jay Wilson is not the one to present. That's why I'm questioning his education. Why he won't bring them down, these degrees down. I wanted to discuss them. How can you get a degree in something and be that stupid? I mean, you virtually have no conversation at all. You're going to just keep saying the same thing over. How many times today, if y'all got one of them ticker things, count how many times he going to say underage today? Just take one day. Underage. It was underage. Oh, 15. Oh, 15. Oh, 15. Do you have confirmation that the person was even 15 years old? Right? So you get a whole big old crowd of people. And now we're gonna what's that when they block you or cancel culture? So what they're trying to do is cancel Larry Reed. Why? Why? Because he is on 2 television shows with BET. Why? Because his channel is very successful. Why? Because he gets lots and lots of cash apps. Why? Why? Because he's successful. That's it. That's it, honey. Why else would Larry, with this first dude be so interested in Larry Reed? All he said was, "You can't. I don't want to interview you." That turns into a 5-year campaign. Same thing with Whitehead. Damn, your little conversation went viral. That's the only reason we know who you are. So now this is your arch enemy who must be destroyed, right? You want to see his cars picked up, or you want to see his businesses closed down? Oh, cancel culture, cancel culture. Just look at the people involved. People is what I'm saying. I don't know what this man, what his issue is with him. Let them work it out. It's not for us. Shouldn't be entertainment. Yeah, they just hate. They so hateful. I'm not intimidated by people like that. I just don't. I don't care about nobody else. Like I said yesterday. I mean, at one point, Larry Reed and I had the same numbers, right? And from that point, for a minute, and he just kept going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher to where he is now. He's interviewed influential people. Wally said he gonna call Yolanda Adams. He said he called Yolanda Adams, and he called Donnie McKirkland or some damn body, or whoever the fuck it was, child. He calling around now. Make sure they hit the news. Did y'all hear the news? Did y'all hear the news? What's the point? To try to ruin somebody? Wally, he didn't give you enough. Did you say he cashed up you 500? That's a lot more than I got, girl. Right? And then you tell him that ain't enough money. You can't buy me. You can't. So they all pop. You know, they mixed all the stories together, right? So now a cash app that I received 2 years ago has now all of a sudden I'm being paid off. No. You on the ground, you fighting for your life. I don't come in there and put my boots on to kick you in the head too. No evidence. Not like the evidence would mean something to me personally. No, it's not who I am, Jay Wilson, you bitch. It's who you are. Always hungry, try to put somebody there. They start digging. Aren't you in the ministry as well? Okay, maybe it's certainly start digging into your black ass, nigga. Man, man who stayed in the closet for his whole goddamn life out here pretending. What else went on, sissy? Can anyone else see live chat? What's going on with the live chat? There's the live chat I went on. I can see. So where was that? Let me go back. What y'all think? What do y'all think, honey? Am I so far off? I don't know that I'm even saying very much. Right? When I said that this guy, this accuser guy, was perhaps not innocent. Oh, he was underage. How can he make a decision? He was underage. When I said that, I was questioning his motivation. What is his motive? What is exactly is he trying to accomplish here? Right? This is rejected by the courts. So what exactly are we trying to accomplish here? Are we trying to help Tasha K and New York Whitehead? Are we just trying to help them to bring this person down? Is your hatred that intense for him? Right? Or when did hatred start? I mean, if you guys fall out or whatever, we don't know all of the details of what went on there, people. That's all I'm saying. Right? Nobody's defending anybody else, anybody's actions. I don't know what the actions are for one thing. Damn. I mean, I couldn't believe it. He could have clicked me off 10 times. He keep thinking that every time he clicked me off, I was going to go away with my tail between my legs. But no, I'm standing right here. I'm still here, honey. When you click it on, I'll be sitting right there. Are you going to allow me to answer your question? You keep asking me the same question over and over again. And every time I try to attempt to answer the question, You come on here with 10 seconds talking about, oh, I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance. Well, next. I gave you. Y'all saw I gave him a chance, did you? Y'all saw I gave him a chance. Oh, you blocked. Oh, I'm muting you. Look. Could you turn down the game for a few minutes, Miss Thing, and try to communicate? Let me get a little tiny more taste of this bullshit, child.
Oh my God, Kingpin, please don't badger him because I really want to hear what he has to say. What do you have to say, Mr. Blank? Somebody give him some water.
What's the problem with
Kingpin has the mind of a 12-year-old.
Me so many times. Kingpin, you all come on. Let's hear what Let's hear what Mr. Blaine has to say.
Are you still asking me what I have to say?
Office man. See, you keep playing with me. What you're forgetting is I'm a 65-year-old man. I don't like I'm some damn child and keep muting.
Okay, could you please say what you need to say?
You're still talking
because you're not saying anything. We're giving you a chance. Tim, please say what you have to say. Please.
Shut up and understand.
Oh shit! Let him say it. Go ahead.
I mean, you just decided retarded, girl.
Okay.
You can't. I'm gonna kick you off.
We'll just go ahead. Oh Lord.
All right, enough of that. More of the same shit, same thing, repeating. So what I want to check now, I want to see. Today's okay. What we see now is he is live again right now. Tim, are you saying what I think you said? That's last night, right? He is live right now. So now you are a loyal friend. You don't know what loyalty is, Jay Wilson. No, I do not know Larry Reed. I've never talked on the phone with Larry Reed. I've never had any, but what I've seen, because I've been watching his channel for several years, I think it's a decent person. I think he's a person working ministry. Yes, he's got his comedy show, and yes, he would do salacious gossip as well a while ago, right? But what I'm saying is, I'm not just going to flip on you for clicks and views, right? And you keep talking about the money. It's the money. It's your obsession with money. Do I impress you as a person who is obsessed with money? Do I impress you as a person who's going to do anything because somebody gave me a cash app, girl? Come on, Miss Thing. And why would you let me say that? What are you so afraid of, Jay Wilson? You're afraid of these people finding out what I figured out early on in your case, girl. You are a shallow, empty vessel. You are a stupid person. You're an idiot. Now I can't tell you what that means to have book smarts, and we're assuming that you have book smarts because that's what you said, right? But we don't know how long it takes you to get these so-called degrees of yours, girl, or what they actually involved or anything like that, right? We just know you just talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, and then we see you act like a goddamn idiot, right? Just working a little microphone. I got the mute button. I'm gonna block you down. Oh, what'd you say? Go ahead and say something. Oh no. Oh, you said it too loud. Oh no. Say it like this. And you expect someone like me to respect you as a man? All right, you wonderful darlings. Is it raining in your town? So far, it's just overcast here. I don't think it's supposed to rain today. But I'm going to see if I can get out of this house. Mary loves company always. Oh, we ain't finished with him. Child, I don't got to be in no rush to read no Jay Wilson. It's so easy. But she'll try to get how many videos she can get out of this. And she'll try to get off of Larry and get how many views she can get off that. And then she go over there to King Jives. I agree with King Jives. I agree with King. Girl, this thing, for somebody who doesn't watch anybody, you seem to take in a whole lot of information, bitch. For someone who never watches me, you seem to know every goddamn word that comes out of my mouth. And I got news for you, punk. I have misspoken in my life, and it will happen again. If you listen long enough, you'll be able, whoa, you hear what he said? You hear what he said? You will have disagreements in your life. That's what being an adult is. That's what being a man is. You can't have debate about anything. You're not willing to talk about anything. You have no life experience, girl. And we're just going by, you have book experience because that's what you say, but you don't have the vocabulary of a person who's at any time reading, right? So we don't understand what even the point is of getting degrees in silly shit that doesn't mean anything, girl. You degrees in theology, yet you're not a theologian. You don't preach. You're not a pastor. You're not a minister. You're not even a deacon. So what's the point? So many things you can just hang around long enough and they'll give you a degree, honey, or a certificate. Like the chaplaincy. You didn't do nothing there. You went down and hung around the hospital for 4 hours a day. Study up for tests, take the test, girl, and now you're a chaplain. Oh, you got to have a PhD to be a chaplain. You got to be a PhD. So I would be embarrassed to try to criticize somebody's education. They're fast at becoming multimillionaires. Your ass is still scratching and crawling on the ground. You're talking about you. Oh, it's the accredited school. My school was accredited. It was accredited school. Your school accredited. Was your school accredited? I would wager to bet you that Five Babe's mother is doing more in ministry now with her degrees, with her recent PhD, than Jay Wilson has done in his whole life. Completely and absolutely useless. You can't even. I wouldn't even have you counseling anybody. You can't counsel anybody. You don't have any. You don't know anything. You're gonna sit up there and give all these women advice about their families and their husbands and all this shit, right? But you ain't never had no wife or no husband, right? Right? You're gonna tell Larry that he's not a therapist, and what does that mean? That you are? You telling me I'm not a decorator, but does that mean that you are? Right? You seem so acute at what everybody else isn't, right? But are you any of these things? What are you? Huh? So we'll talk about it more. I'm sure you understand, you realize that we will talk about it more whenever I feel like it, right? I have a feeling that I'm going to feel like it quite a bit in the next few days. So y'all have a wonderful day. So-called ignorant pastor is hurting for materials, so you can do commentary on. Child, she done came back on there today. She on there right now. Oh, so what you saying? What you say, nigga? If you will let me say it, I'll say it right now. It's not a secret, nigga. I'm no fan of Larry's, but I keep my mouth closed. Right. Some things we don't have to speak on everything, right? This is not the first time this child's trying to jump on this story. He knows that pastor, he touched my arm in the church around all these people. He touched my arm. I was like, I'm a victim too. That's what you think pedophilia is, Jay Wilson? He underage. He underage. Anyway, I guess I'll be watching from the sidelines. Y'all have a wonderful day. Let me go take me some Robitussin. Thanks for coming in, guys.